There's two things I want to discuss about prayer. And these two things are, it's not about how you feel, it's about what you need. And the second thing is, prayer is not a fire exit. It's not the red ejection button that can bail you out of anything. Now, before I dive into these points, let me tell you that we all pray. We all pray in one form or another. The issue when it comes to prayer is, do we pray during the days where we don't feel like it? Do we pray during the time when it feels rough, when it's hard? That's the issue with prayer for most of us, because if you really think about it, there is something that will happen sooner or later that will force you to pray. A sinner will pray when life gets hard enough. A liar, a thief, a sexually immoral person, they will all pray. But the reason why more often than not they don't get results is because they view prayer as a fire exit, suitable for emergency use only. I mean, think of it. When you walk in a building, none of us are really concerned about the fire exits. That is, until an emergency. And quite often, people view prayer in the same way. But here's what you should know. Prayer is not about how you are feeling. Prayer is not about what you're feeling. Prayer is about what you need. And what you need is Jesus. What you need is a relationship with Jesus. What you need is to hunger, seek, and search for the Lord in prayer. Furthermore, prayer is not a fire escape. We're to remain always in prayer. We need to look at prayer as a necessity rather than some sort of rescue process. Now, whenever I speak to people about prayer, here are the main questions I'm asked. Why is it so hard to pray? Why am I so inconsistent with prayer? And for a moment, I'd like you to think, why don't we pray? At least not to the level that we know we should be praying. I believe there are a number of reasons why we don't pray as we ought to as believers. Now, as I list these reasons, be honest with yourself if any point resonates with you. A lot of Christians don't pray because they are comfortable. Life's good. They make a decent living. They're in relatively good health. Life is comfortable. And we are creatures of comfort, so we would rather sleep an extra half hour than wake up and pray. We would rather watch something and unwind than use that time to pray. Being comfortable means that we think we don't need to pray. But here's the thing. If someone walked down the street, a complete stranger, if they came up to you and said, "I need your help with something. I need you to help me with this. I need you to give me that, and I need you to fix this situation." If someone came and said this to you, how many of you would say, "Sure thing, I'll help you"? None of us would. Not to a complete and total stranger, but if it were a friend, a relative, if it were someone we have a relationship with, someone we've spent time with and gotten to know, then it's easier to help such a person, right? Well, I would like to submit to you that a lot of us are going to God with an emergency list of prayer requests and miracles, but we haven't put the time in to build a relationship with Him. God's never heard you pray with any sincerity when things were comfortable for you. He's never seen you on your knees when you were enjoying the good season in your life. So think about it. Why should He drop everything for someone who shows little to no effort? God is not mocked. You can't put Him in the driving seat only for you to crash and expect Him to clean up the mess you've made. What I'm trying to encourage you to do is to pray in and through every season of life. If you're blessed, pray. If you're feeling down and discouraged, pray. If you're living in abundance and comfort, don't forget to pray. If the business is growing and the cash starts to flow in, remember to pray. Don't think that just because you're comfortable, you don't need to pray. Don't think that just because you're comfortable, you can make it on your own. A comfortable Christian is often a prayerless Christian. But here's the thing. Prayer sustains you. That connection between you and the Lord gives you a divine source of strength and support. Prayer also prepares you. It prepares you for spiritual battles. It prepares you to fight because our flesh, our bodies, don't want to pray. This is the carnal man, and its desire is selfish. Its desires please, and its nature is sin. Now, if you can subject your body to pray whether you feel like it or not, then you are a man or woman who is ready to fight. So, each day, take your spiritual pulse in the morning. Check that your heart is beating for prayer, because you know it's a necessity. Check your spiritual pulse and make sure that prayer is a matter of urgency for you. Because if not, then you could be in one of the most dangerous positions anyone could be in. And that's being comfortable. So I encourage you, don't compromise when it comes to prayer. Don't undermine the power of prayer. Do not take prayer for granted. Pray because you know that you need Jesus Christ. You know that you need to develop and cultivate a relationship with Jesus Christ. So I encourage you to walk with God. Walk with well-chosen friends. Don't ever take the first small step to sin. Say no when the devil tries to entice you with the pleasures of sin.
Remember who you are, saints of God. The devil is busy and wants to eliminate you however he can. It is so easy to fall into the trap of negativity and toxic experiences. It's all around us every day, from the songs we hear on the radio to the evil things that come on television. It infiltrates our home, work, and ears, sometimes before we can even catch it. It latches onto us like a parasite, sucking the very essence of God's glory from us. It can make you feel sick, depressed, or even angry. Pay attention to what is taking up space in your life and causing toxic vibes.
Life is truly about choices. Where are your choices leading you? Will you accept that this is a struggle but choose to still believe God for a way out? Will you still choose to worship, to pray? Yesterday is in the past, and yes, we struggle with our decisions, but we have power over the enemy. We have been given power to defeat anything and everything that may tempt us to make the wrong choice and risk our relationship with God. And so understand me, it's okay to struggle with making the right decisions, but remember that although you may struggle, ultimately you have the power to overcome and be triumphant.